Welcome back. This is Drinks with Lucas. I'm Lucas. This is my basement bar, and we're going to be doing a couple riffs on the classic Manhattan. One of my favorite cocktails of all time. It's simplicity, it's depth of flavor, it's delicious, but there are a couple riffs that, one in particular that I like more than the original, couple that you might like more than the original. So let's get into it and make a couple Manhattans tonight. First things first, we're going to pop our glasses into the freezer. If you see the camera stand get knocked down, it's probably Phoebe. Go to the liquor shelf, pick out a nice rye. I'm going to use Elijah Craig straight rye. It's very delicious. And Rittenhouse is also a good option as well. Angostura bitters. Now grab some Amaro Averna. Now this first variation is called the Black Manhattan. It's using Amaro Averna instead of the sweet vermouth. Amaro Averna is a little bitter sweet, has really nice texture and body to it. It has a little notes of rhubarb to it, and I think you're gonna like this one. So we're gonna start off with 2 ounces of our rye whiskey, 1 ounce of Amaro Averna, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, some ice cubes. I got this nice little cracker for Christmas. I'm just going to crack some pieces of ice. And now we're going to stir. I'm serving all these up, so we want to get right to the perfect dilution spot. If you're serving them over ice, then you want it right before perfect dilution because you're going to get a little dilution from the ice. Run and grab the frosted glass. Just strain it in. I got my little picks here. Which pick? The skull. I think I'm going to do the owl for this one. Nice classy. Owls are classy. Cocktail cherry. Skewer it in. Drop it in. There's the Black Manhattan. Let's ditch the Amaro Averna. We're going to grab 2 vermouths, a little sweet vermouth and a little dry vermouth. Now this is a fun one because if you have a new bartender, you go to a bar and you ask them for a perfect Manhattan, they're going to say, oh, of course I make a perfect Manhattan. They're going to make you one, you send that shit back, and then you say, no, make me a perfect Manhattan. Perfect Manhattan is a split base of vermouths. 2 ounces of rye into our mixing glass, 1/2 of an ounce of sweet vermouth, 1/2 of an ounce of dry vermouth, 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Now, I don't know how this got the name Perfect Manhattan. To be honest, I don't think it's perfect, but it might be perfect to somebody. Obviously, whoever named it thought it was perfect. See if you think it's the Perfect Manhattan. Come back, let me know. Stir this again. See pour going? Sloppy pour. You can see it's a lot lighter than obviously the Black Manhattan because of that dry vermouth. Kind of lightens it up a little bit. We'll go with the squid. And that is the Perfect Manhattan. Now we're just going to keep our sweet vermouth. Grab a little Fernet. Very herbal, a lot of root flavor in this. And this one, I've seen a couple of these online. I don't know if I've seen them perfectly, but we're gonna do it. So this one, I don't know what to call this one. It's kind of like a herbaceous Manhattan. I thought I saw a recipe similar, but I can't remember what the name was. But we're gonna do 2 ounces of rye whiskey, 1/2 an ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce of our Fernet. I'm going to do a dash of Angostura bitters, add a little bit more funk to it, and add 2 dashes of peychauds bitters. Give it a stir. Frosty martini glass. And we just strain it in. Drop a cherry right in the middle. The Fernet Manhattan. No matter how good a drink looks, if it tastes like pond water and piss, it's not a good drink. First one we're going to try is the Perfect Manhattan. I could definitely see how this could be somebody's jam because the dry vermouth really adds some nice botanicals, a little bit of lightness. Makes it very tasty, but definitely not fucking perfect. But try it out. Might be perfect for you. Now, the Fernet Manhattan, or the Menthol Manhattan. That's a better name. Menthol Manhattan. Let's try this out. Ooh, I actually really like that. The rye works really well with the Fernet. The peychauds add a little bit more medicinal flavor to it. Definitely have to be a fan of Fernet, but it's in the background enough that gives it some nice flavor without overpowering it too much. And now on to the Black Manhattan. By far my favorite. I kind of like it above the traditional Manhattan. A little bit more depth, a little bit more body. Has fantastic flavor. I have to try this one. If you try any of them, definitely try the Black Manhattan. But if you stuck around this long, at least you have 3 new recipes to try out. Next time you're doing a hosting a party, you can do little samples of each one, see which one everybody likes the most. And that's all, folks.